Hey everyone, and welcome back to the garage. As you may remember from back in, I believe it was March, when I did an update from out here, I was looking to get the garage fixed up and basically get it fixed up for my model railroad layout out here, as well as the art studio, so I can get back to oil painting. Anyways, things are starting to take shape to get that in progress finally. Hopefully get everything completed by this winter and get everything moved back in out here, as well as the other stuff that is going to be going out here. So anyways, basically what happened was this last summer, well, I was after the video update, I basically was contacting multiple companies around the area for home remodeling, that kind of thing, and only one place ever got back with me, and they were wanting about $35,000 to fix up this garage. I mean, granted, yeah, it's going to cost a little bit to fix it up, but $35,000 is a bit outrageous for what I was wanting and everything, and plus it's a garage. I'm basically going to keep it simple and everything. So anyways, it's like August, I think it was, I had to get a couple tiles on my roof repaired, and the place that did that, they also do home remodeling, and I asked them to take a look at the garage to see about getting drywall on the walls and getting a ceiling put in. So anyways, I got a quote from them for a pretty reasonable price of it's around $5,700. And then that left the garage door, electrical, and climate control still an issue. So anyways, contacted the electrician or electrical company here in town that did the work on the house. They're going to be doing the electrical and lighting out here. Then I also contacted the place that worked on my furnace and air conditioning on the house, and we're going to be getting a heat pump put in out here. And I also contacted a company over in Mansfield about getting a replacement garage door to get a new one that's not bowed in, and seal the gaps on the sides so they're nice and airtight, and it's going to be an insulated door too. And of course that's only going to be used for me for moving large items in and that sort of thing. So anyways, started going ahead with it once I got the quotes from everybody for all the four components: the drywall, ceiling, electrical, heat pump, and then the garage door. I got the financing put in to get everything taken care of, and contacted the place doing the drywall and ceiling to, when the electrician was here, I contacted the drywall folks to see how, because the electrician was needing to know how the bracing in the walls was going to be done, because they would need to do bracing out here for putting up the drywall. And they told me that they would run the bracing vertically for the main supports for the wall and everything, or the walls. And so anyways, when I got the financing taken care of, I went to start scheduling everything, and I called them to let them know, and told them that, the people doing the electrical work need to have the bracing done beforehand, so that way they can do the rough running of the cable or the wires and everything. And then the garage door folks, they needed to get the garage door in before the ceiling went in, for when they do the ceiling. And the drywall people, they called me back, and they were like, well, what do you mean by bracing? And I was like, well, it's like we discussed a little over a week ago, the bracing on the walls and stuff. And they're like, oh no, we're not doing any bracing on the walls. And it's like, that's doesn't really make sense, because it's about 8 feet between the posts, And, you know, you need to have something behind the drywall to brace it, especially since I want to hang stuff up on the walls. So, anyways, since they were wanting to put up drywall and a ceiling and everything without any bracing or support or anything, it seemed a little sketchy and everything, so I was like, you know, I'm just going to insulate the roof and be done with it. And the walls that are out here, you know, I'm looking at them, and I mean, they're dirty right now, but I mean, I checked, and a lot of this is just dirt that's going to wash right off. So I'm going to be coming out here and getting the walls washed off and everything, and get this nice and cleaned up and everything out here. And it's not going to be the best, like I was wanting with like drywall, but at the same time, it's going to be, you know, better than the cement block or the, you know, the cinder block walls that I had in the basement when I was staring at for 20 years. So, and plus, you know, you can't be having twice the space out here that I had down in the basement down there. But so anyways, got a place coming in this coming week to look at insulating the roof. Then I've got down payments in for electrical work. We're getting a little bit, since there's not going to be any ceiling, we're getting a little bit larger heat pump for out here, but with the insulation, that's going to help out too. And then electrical is going to be getting updated, and then the garage door is on order too. So let me take a look, tell you a little bit more about what all has been happening. Since getting all that financing done, the week ago this last Saturday, today's the 10th of October, so it's like the weekend of the 28th, I think it was. Everything that was out here that was in tubs, that was moved into my basement floor, or basement, and sitting on the floor. There were some smaller shelves that I had, plastic shelves that I had used underneath the layout or next to the layout down in Hilliard when I was down there in the basement down there. The small stuff on those, that's all down the basement as well. So that way it's, you know, stuff's up off the floor, or stuff that's on the floor is in tubs. So in case I get any water down there, that's all safe down there. The following day, that Sunday, the 29th, it was raining pretty much all day, so I wasn't able to get anything moved that day. And one thing I did was I came out here and I got all the layout sections separated, so that way I could easily get stuff moved, and I then got the rest of the stuff that was out here all nicely, neatly organized, so I could just start loading stuff up. Basically, what started out then was last Saturday, the 5th. I moved everything from the art studio. That got moved over to the garage on the house, as well as a couple of the layout sections. And then that's last Sunday, the 6th, I got everything else out of here. All the layout sections, all the boxes that were out here, everything else that was out here. There's a few light boxes there on top of the layout since I don't have any scenery. And then, you know, everything else, including the layout, that got put into the other garage. And then there was one casualty. It should be fixable. One of the corner sections, the styrofoam layout base, it came loose from the bench work. So I'm going to have to resecure that onto the bench work. But the other stuff, the other sections, some of those are a little loose, which that's from the move and everything. Some of those are going to need reattached too, but it's no big deal. I'm just going to reattach those as I go when I set up the layout again when I get back out here. And anyways, so layout is basically, everything's basically taking up my other garage on the house, and then to keep my Jeep from having to park it outside in the rain, and in the event that it would start snowing before this whole project's finished and everything's moved back in here. I've got my Jeep parked out here so that way I can easily, move it out for when work needs to get done out here. Figure moving the Jeep's easier than moving everything else that was out here for when the work comes to getting done. So anyway, so let me give you a tour around the garage to show you where everything's going to be happening. So over in this corner is where I'm going to be probably going to put a coat rack or something here to make it nice for visitors, for if they need to take a coat or jacket off and hang it up so it's not on the floor or on the couch. My old hide-a-bed that was in my living room down in Hilliard, that's going to be over here along this wall. And I'm going to try to hang some stuff up here. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to see how heavy the supports are for out here to hang stuff up on the walls, but I want to put some artwork out here. I've got a 1902 railroad map I'd like to put up here. It's framed already and everything. So there's that, and then my paint rack that I had down in Hilliard. I'm going to get that properly hung up out here too. I got some nails. Looks like they're in a couple of the boards that needs to replace. My easel that I paint on, that's going to be going out here, or right in here, probably near the window. And then I'm going to get blinds for the window, and then on the door window as well. Other paint stuff, I got the display easels and then some shelves. That's all going to go over in this area too. This corner, over here on the electrical cabinet, that's going to get replaced with a new cabinet. They're going to also rerun the line going to the house with a line that's going to hold, be able to do a higher amperage load for out here, because with all the lighting that's going in, that is going to put a higher demand than what's out here right now. And then you add in my computer that's going to get out here, as well as the trains and anything else that's out here. We want to have enough support for that higher amperage of loads so I'm not blowing a circuit every time I turn on everything. So, but in this corner, I'm going to have all the extra boxes, appliance boxes and all that out here, as well as Christmas stuff is going to be over here too. I know before I mentioned it was going to be over at the other corner, but I'm going to put it over here by the stuff that's already out here for storage boxes and stuff. And then of course over here on this side, of course it's partly blocked by the Jeep right now, but over on this side is where the layout's going to be. And with all the cabinets removed and everything, there's plenty of room over here for the whole layout now to assemble it exactly the way I had it down in Hilliard. Over in this corner is going to be over on the left side here, and facing the layout is going to be the dispatcher's table. I'm basically going to have like a 6-foot table for the dispatcher's panel that I've got, that I was using down in Hilliard, and I still have that. And then I've got my old Macintosh Performa from 1997, providing that still works. That's going to go on the other end of the table. It's not networkable or anything, it's because it's so old, but there is a spreadsheet application, I think it's ClarisWorks or something like that, as well as a word processing application too in ClarisWorks too. I can just use those as a standalone application for making notes and keeping track of trains and stuff for the dispatcher. Over on the right in the actual corner is then going to be my workbench for for where, you know, put together kits and test run trains and that sort of thing. And of course, that, to get to those two is you have to go underneath the Cleveland staging yard, which won't be a problem. So, but anyways, like I said, the garage door is going to be getting replaced. The heat pump's going to be mounted over on that wall with a unit for providing the heating, hot and cold air. That's going to be mounted up on the wall itself. Like I said, the walls are going to get washed off, and they should be, I think just washing them off and sweeping away all these cobwebs and everything, just, you know, giving it a little TLC like I did on the house. You know, it's going to be nice out here for getting everything cleaned up and everything. Everything out here has been just a little neglected, just needs cleaned up. So anyways, and then the ceiling, like I said, I was going to put a ceiling in, but instead I'm just going to keep it as is, and then the place that's doing the installation, they're talking about doing blow-in insulation to basically you know, trap the heat in and cold air in too. That way when I you know, I'm not losing hot air or cold air out of the ceiling or anything. So anyways, then our big issue out here too that's going to be addressed is the lighting. These old lights, some of these I don't think even are working, but I've got there's going to be actually 3 light switches that are going to be out here for fixing up the lighting. Basically, there are the lights that are going to be out here. There's going to be 6 ceramics, 3 down each side, evenly spaced, down each half of the garage, kind of like what's out here now. And those are going to be just for general lighting. Those are going to be on one switch. Then there are going to be 12 4-foot shop lights out here. Everything's going to be LED lighting out here too, which will save on electricity and everything too, hopefully. But there's going to be 2 rows of 3 end-to-end spaced out down each half of the garage. So basically they'll be spaced 4 across and then 3 down with the ceramics in between each pair of rows. Basically, that half is going to be, I can have that half on one switch then for the shop lights. So that way, if I'm out here just doing painting, I can have those lights on and not be burning up all the lights in the garage. If I'm just running trains, this side will be on, and the other side I can leave off. And another thing too I got to thinking is that with the ceramics, I could put blue light bulbs in those, and if I want to do nighttime, that way if I want to do nighttime operations, I can have blue light out here, which I've seen in magazines and videos and stuff like that. So that will come in handy for that. But I mean, granted, it's not going to be perfect. I mean, it's a garage, but it's just getting fixed up. And yeah, I would have preferred having the drywall up and the ceiling, but it's the drywall. I mean, I'd rather have cleaned this up and have this nice rather than the place that was doing the drywall originally. You know, I'd rather have this than have shoddy work done putting up drywall where there's not going to be any bracing to support it or anything like that. So, and then as far as the ceiling goes, one of the main reasons I was looking at putting a ceiling in, and I can always come back and put a ceiling in if I want to, and that is because I was concerned about dust coming down from the roof. When I was moving the layout over to the other garage, there was actually not a whole lot of dust on the layout. And what was on there, one thing to keep in mind is that, one, I didn't clean off the layout when I moved it a year ago, so there was already dust on it. And not only that, but the layout's been sitting out here for a year, sitting idle without getting used, so there's going to be a little dust from that too. So, but I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of dust on the layout, so, and I got that all vacuumed off before I moved the sections over to the other garage. So, but anyways, layout's gonna, the garage is finally getting ready to come around, and we're gonna get this fixed up and get back to doing oil paintings. I've got a bunch of new ideas I've got for getting for new oil paintings I wanted to get done, and plus of course I'm wanting to get the trains running too, so hopefully by this winter trains will be running again. It's gonna be nice out here, I think. So gonna be like a second house for coming out here to run trains and paint and just relax, and give me a nice happy place out here for me, I think. So anyways, thanks for watching, folks, and stay tuned for more updates on the progress of the new garage space.